Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you 5 things you should always do with your Honda snowblower. We had a pretty great response on a previous video, the 5 things that you never do with a Honda snowblower. I'll post a link to that at the end of this one. But let's do what 5 things that you should do with your Honda snowblower. And it's a routine that I've gotten in over the years. You know, this will save you money in the long run. It will save you less breakdowns, less costly repairs. So let's go over them really quick. The first thing I do before I start the machine is I always check the oil. I'm always saying that. I've only seen a handful of Honda engines that failed, and every single time when I opened up the cases, there was very little oil in it. So that's their lifeblood. Check the oil on a level surface. Make sure it's close to the top, and you're good to go. So that's the first thing, and I always do it because I used to work for UPS as a truck driver, and we were supposed to check the oil every single morning before we started the trucks. So I'm just in the habit of doing that with my chainsaw, with my generators, with my power washers, anything with a small engine on it, I check the oil. Second thing I do is I top off my gas. It's easier and safer to do it first thing in the morning when the engine's cold. I'm a little bit, worried about having a fire in the garage because, well, sometimes you're going to have to refill when the engine's hot, of course. But I always keep a blanket nearby just in case. You know, you could spill some gasoline on a very hot muffler, it could spark up. So I keep a fire extinguisher around. I keep a blanket around. It's actually, with all the work I do in the garage, it's happened a couple times. Not not on my snowblower, but I've had a couple small fires in the garage. So it's a good idea to keep a fire extinguisher or a blanket. You know, you can throw it over the flame and take it out immediately. The third thing I do, especially if I've used the machine recently, like the day before, a couple days before, and there might still be snow, on the machine inside the bucket or whatever. I make sure that the tracks and the tires are not frozen to the ground. So I'll go over here and I'll just, move it. Okay, it moves okay. I know that's okay. That could cause problems with your drive chain if you try to throw it in the drive and it's frozen. You understand what I'm talking about? Now, the same thing inside the machine. You don't want to, I'll take let's see, I'll use something like this and I'll poke. I'll just poke at the impeller. Make sure it turns a little bit. I'll make sure that the impeller turns a little bit, especially if I've used it, the day before, a couple days before. I don't want to make sure the impeller is not frozen. That way, you'll have less problems with your belts. If you smell rubber burning when you push down your drive handle, then you know that your auger, then you'll know that your belt's spinning, but the actual components are not spinning. So shut it down. Make sure it's not frozen inside the bucket. Now most Honda buckets have a little drain hole right in the middle that drains it. And I posted this question on our Facebook group, Honda Snowblower Enthusiasts. Somebody came up with a great idea. I don't know why I didn't think of it myself. But what they do, they put their machine, the back of the tracks on a wooden block, so the machine is going forwards. It's up a little bit in the back, so as the snow and the ice melts, it drains out of the front of the bucket, which is a great idea. The drain hole in the bucket's supposed to help, but if that gets frozen up, then you're not getting drainage. Okay, so that's number 3. Number 4 is I start the machine up. and let it idle. Let it warm up for a couple minutes. And while I'm doing that, I'm putting on my gear. Okay, so you got a couple minutes to let the machine warm up, and I do something else, and I've had to do it with my newer HSS 928 because I've noticed that if I started driving it too soon, it's kind of sluggish at the beginning. So what I do is what Honda recommends in the owner's manual or the shop manual is that you put your transmission in neutral, start it up, let it warm up, and then you hold down your drive clutch handle for about 30 seconds. So let me demonstrate that. Got to put the choke on. I'm just going to hold it down for about a minute. That way, the hydrostatic transmission oil circulates through the transmission and warms up. So I've been doing that lately. The last few times I've used the machine, it was in the single digits, and the drive was a little bit sluggish at first, but then it got back to normal after a couple minutes. But I'd rather do this. I'd warm up the transmission fluid by letting it circulate, okay? And then it dries fine from the very beginning. It only takes a minute or so. So that's number 4. The number 5, and I know this is difficult because it's difficult for me, is cleaning out the machine when you're done. Now, when you're done, if it's dry stuff, I'll even use a leaf blower and blow it all off. But if it's not dry, I will poke around the inside the bucket, clean it out as much as you can. I got a little scooper. You can use something. I use a big spoon from my wife's kitchen. She doesn't even know it's missing. But anyway, she's got like 5 of everything. So I clean it out. You can use your cleaning stick to clean out your chute and your bucket, and then you're outside, so you run your augers again and blow out all the excess snow. I try to do as much as I possibly can to clean it and have it ready for the next time I need it. And like I said, you can put it up on a block of wood on the back of the tracks or whatever, and so that it will drain out better. Or if you have a heated garage, you really don't have to worry too much about it. So that's the routine I go through every time I use the machine. Before and after I use the machine, it will cut down on breakdowns, broken belts or burnt up belts, or possible drive train issues in the future. So you do that with the 5, and you also watch the video that I'm going to post at the end of this one on the 5 things you never do, and it's guaranteed to save you money, because those things that you never do, if you've done them, it can cost you a lot of moolah. It costs you a lot of cash. So thanks for watching, folks. And please subscribe to the channel if any of our videos helped you save money. I make a little bit of money on the YouTube watches. Maybe I can get some Corona beer or get a takeout pizza or whatever. So it helps me stay out of trouble. So thanks for thanks for watching, folks, and we'll see you next time.